For obvious reasons, at this time last night, we were paying attention to the incredible events that were taking place in Israel. And as you have seen 100 times, may I be the 101st to show you the happy moments when people finally got to be reunited with their families after the terror of being in a tunnel for 2 years.
מתוק שלי, בוא, אמא שלך פה, אוי נמרוד.
Full on. That one in particular got me because that young man was being reunited with his father, the bloke with the glasses, who tried to learn to walk again and to be able to talk again after his son had been captured, and he wanted to be able to meet him by being able to stand. He was able to stand, but not able to talk that much. Incredible about the difficulties in people's lives, no doubt as well. The great difficulty of the next little while is everyone in all of that part of the world trying to put themselves back together. But obviously the only reason this took place was because of Donald Trump. Now, you can like or dislike the orange man, but I tell you what, he's played a blinder in the past 24 hours because not only was he lapping it up in Israel, but also he was locking in basically every country in the area or has been historically in the area to back peace. We're talking about Qatar, that has been more than happy to let Hamas officials live in their cities. The only exception is Iran, for obvious reasons, not doing any deals with the United States. But the diplomacy here is unbelievable to see. Now, again, no one knows what happens tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. But let's be really clear. When previous peace deals had been done, even when they were done with Israeli prime ministers who ended up getting assassinated in part because of the deal that they had done, nobody looks back and turns around and says, oh, well, then the deal is void. The moment of triumph for the president is obvious, but it is incredible to see the sort of passive-aggressive take that much of the world's media has put on this. The past 24 hours have been unadulteratedly good. They've been unadulteratedly good for the people of Israel because they got their people back, and unadulteratedly good for the people of Gaza because the bombs have stopped. This means for a brief moment in time, the harshest of enemies were able to breathe the same air at the same time, and it was a sense of relief. Yet have a look at how the media, always whenever it's Trump, wants to bring an asterisk and put a dirty big asterisk next to the achievements of a president who has clearly outperformed his predecessor and clearly stands above many of his other predecessors in terms of the depth and scope of the deal that he has done. Again, I don't know what happens next week, but no one does. But how hard is it for these people to turn around and see what they have seen with their own eyes and give credit to the bloke who made it happen?
You know, we welcome the truly historic commitment and the Trump peace agreement. We support and stand behind President Trump's sincere efforts.
It's going to hold up.
It's going to hold up, he says. That summit there in Egypt capping off a momentous day.
We don't exactly know what the things were that he signed, but they purported to be related to the Israeli-Hamas ceasefire deal.
Nothing has been ironed out. Nothing has been agreed to because you don't want to overpromise and underdeliver. But Trump's strategy is the exact opposite. If you overpromise, people will have to deliver. What he has done is put the cart before the horse. There's absolutely no peace agreement. There's a ceasefire. There's no understanding of how Gaza will be ruled.
The reality of life, if you are somebody who wants to observe it in daily format, in formats like this or the ones that I've just shown you, is that sometimes there are days that are clearly bigger than others. There are days that are slowly one more straw on a camel's back, and then there are days where there is a giant pivot, where the tectonic plates of the world, as big or as small as the topic may be, do actually move. And yesterday was one of those days. Now, you can go back to hating him tomorrow. You can have not voted for him yesterday, but how can anyone not conclude that what has happened in the past 24 hours is pretty exceptional to see, creates great difficulties, no doubt, because Now that people are back to the beginnings of everyday life, it can be incredibly difficult for the people who may well have the survivor's guilt or those that are trying to go through the rubble to find the remains of their family members. And one thing that we absolutely have to remember, and in my view, that we are lucky enough to celebrate, is that we didn't do anything special to get born here. But I'm one of millions of people who are bloody thankful that we were, very lucky that we were. And yes, there have been times where it has been easier to look away, and I've been one of the people that's not talking about it all day, every day, because this country is the focus. But this is one of those days where if you are lucky enough to be born here, you get to go, geez, thank goodness. If you're somebody who's come to the country, you again get the ability to say, how good is this? But equally, if you're somebody who wants to drag the issues of other parts of the world and try to make them everything in this part of the world, may you be reminded of your surroundings, which are pretty freaking good.